Well, hello, everybody. This is Larry from the Larry and Eric radio show. And that is the Larry and Eric radio show without a little,
I thought it's the Larry and Eric Radio Hour.
it could be that too. Hello, this is Larry from the Larry and Eric radio hour. I think I just got set up.
I don't think so.
Before we got on air, we agreed it was the Larry and Eric radio show.
It's not true.
Very true. I wrote it down right here. Anyway, I'm sitting
Well,
here
let's
with
either
my intrepid.
Well, okay, let's do this. If it
My
doesn't go
Benedict
an hour,
Arnold.
if it doesn't go an hour, it's a show.
Okay. I'm here with my Benedict Arnold business partner, Mr. Eric Sprague, the tech whisperer. What's up, Benedict Arnold? Oh, I mean, Eric Sprague. How are you, buddy?
Oh, dude, you're killing me.
Benedict Arnold almost became our president. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, if we lost the war, he would have been the first
Huh.
president. Probably not a president because the king would have been the king.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, we got a great show set up for everybody today. Eric is actually in Maine this week. Were you in Maine last week?
Yep. I was in Maine last week.
Maine.
I think,
Eric's in
I think
Maine.
this is our third show for Maine.
Yeah. He's
Like
in his
that.
childhood bedroom, sweating his butt off.
Oh man, you have no idea. Actually, it's a little cooler today. So tonight.
Good.
It's still humid, but it's better.
So Eric's gonna have to keep his voice down because his parents are in the next room and he can't wake them up.
It's true. I feel like I'm 16 all over again.
Exactly. Shh. Don't wake my parents.
Don't wake my parents.
What? Shut up. Don't wake my parents.
So, dude, I remember once I was about 13, 14, and me and a friend, we somehow scored some beers, right? It's like freaking February.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go far because it was like bad weather out. I don't know what we were thinking, but somehow we sat outdoors, right under the kitchen windows, up against the house, drinking beers. Miller High Life quarts.
Against your house, course.
Yeah, like we were leaning up against the house, and like right above my head was my mom, like doing dishes.
Really? You weren't thinking, huh?
Dude, I'm like 13. Like I'm an idiot. And me and my buddy kept, so I think he was like doing a sleepover or something, and we each drank like 2 Miller quarts. So at 13, that's Hammerville, So
They're
no,
bigger.
I know
Quarts
what
are
it
bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a quart, 32 ounces. We drank 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's half a gallon of beer, 13.
Yeah.
I know what it was now. I know what it was. We were going to drink them real fast so that, you know how it takes a while to get drunk? So the move was we'll sit right under here, close to the house, drink them as fast as we can, go in, say goodnight to my mother, and then go up to my room, and then we'd be hammered.
Then you throw up on your way up there.
No, dude, I'm from Maine. I'm throwing up.
Okay. Yeah. Pardon me, Mr. Big Drinker at 13. I forgot who I was talking to.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Okay, we're in Maine. We can drink when we're 13. All right, continue. So you go upstairs because their plan's working because you're an experienced drinker at 13.
Right, yeah, exactly. My third time or something, right? And so I just remember the two of us, like this, what you just said. It reminded me of it. Like we kept talking, but now you're drunk, and we're like, dude, shh. My parents are in the next room.
Yeah.
And think about it in retrospect. It's like, well, what fun is it, like pounding beer as fast as you can and then running to your room?
No. So you had that big basement 2 levels down. You could have made a lot of noise.
Yeah, but I was afraid that if we went down there, then somebody would go down and they'd see that we were completely annihilated.
But they wouldn't go in your room. Was that like a safe zone? I'm just asking.
I don't know.
The
Dude.
obvious.
I don't know. I didn't get caught. Well, soon after I got arrested for drinking in public, and then the cat was out of the bag.
And how old were you?
13, I think.
Yeah. It's a good move. But that's Maine, because you guys are experienced drinkers.
I remember I thought I was toast, and my grandfather was like, "Yeah, it's nothing I wouldn't have done."
And he
You know,
talked your mom into getting you off the
when I
hook.
came home from the police station, my grandfather was like, "Yeah, it's nothing I wouldn't have done." Smoothed it all out.
Oh, good job. Thanks, Pops. That's so cool. Yep. See, dude, when you have grandchildren, you got to be that guy. That's
Well, and
what you have to aspire
I
to.
think what he was also kind of saying is, I'm assuming my dad probably got caught too, so I think he was like throwing out like the vibe of like, you did this too. So,
Just so you know, we all know.
yeah. Anyway, I don't know how the hell we got there.
No, we did. It's all good. Right on. So what's next on the agenda here?
Well,
You are
I
up.
wanted to go, we can review like we always do. I want to know, how's life in SoCal? I know it's kind of quarantine ish. And
Quarantini, but I got out riding three
that
times
could
this
be,
past week
is that a drink?
slowly.
Is that a drink now? A quarantini?
Oh, you know what?
It,
That's a
it,
good
it
idea.
must be. Somebody must have thought of that.
I think it's about anything you can get a hold of when you're in quarantine.
Yeah. Okay. So
Which
yeah,
is
I
pretty
mean,
much anything.
dude, is everything closed? I mean, you can go to the grocery store, right?
You know what's cool? Because all the restaurants are out into the street.
Yeah, they're doing that
So,
here too. It's really awesome.
yeah, they've got canopies and tents, and you can sit underneath there and they're spread out. I went to Hamilton's the other night. I went at 7 o'clock, right? And Hamilton's, it's in this industrial park, small industrial spaces.
Steep driveway.
Yeah, and the the, the
I
picnic
tipped over.
tables.
Well, I don't know if you remember. I tipped over a picnic table once. There, somebody stood up, and
You and Maples were
my
sitting on
fat
one
ass
side. That
was
was
on
a
the wrong
mistake.
side, and
So anyway, they extended. They had like this little back area where they had 4 picnic tables, right? If you can envision it, you know what it looks like, but the listeners don't. So they extended that area all the way across, which is maybe, I don't know, 50 to 100 feet. And there's another building. They extended that all the way across and put, little fences around it. They must have gotten 10 more tables. And then you got to, check in to get in. You got to have a mask on to come in. Dude, it was packed. I was so impressed. They told me, I'm in there at 7 o'clock, and they said, it's going to be a 91-minute wait.
holy shit!
And I said, 91 minutes? Not like 93 or 89. And like, well, it's just,
How do you even come to that math?
this is, check it out. So I'm like kind of irritated. I'm like,
Do you know that 87% of all statistics are made up on the spot?
yeah, exactly. So anyway, I'm kind of irritated. I'm like, it's good. I get it, but I wanted to go in. So we left. And we went up the street and we got to-go food. So she goes, can I text you? Before I left, she said, can I text you if a table opens? I'm like, sure. So we're walking away and I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, they close at 9:30. How can I get a wait for an hour and 31 minutes if they close in an hour?
30
No,
minutes.
maybe it was 8 o'clock. It was in an hour and 30 minutes. Either way, they were closing. I'm irritated by
So your tables due 1 minute after they're closed.
Close, yeah. It wasn't 7, it was 8 o'clock. Anyway. So then I go get to-go food up the street, and they texted me in 12 minutes that I had a table. And I was like, but I like Hamilton's, right?
What's
I like
that,
hanging there.
79 minutes off or something?
Yeah. It's just disorganization. And I don't know why I get irritated with it, because I am king of disorganization if we're running something, right? We just had a webinar on systems, and I was the unsystem guy, so I can't criticize.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was irritated. Anyway, we went back, sat at the table, everything was good, and had a great time. They had dogs there, they had kids there.
What's daily life like? I mean, is it like a ghost town, or are people out and about?
Everybody's pretty much about. Most people are covering up.
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's around here. I talked to some people that went down to the beach, Huntington and Newport this weekend. Nobody's covered up there at all. On the beaches, it's spread out enough.
I don't want to get into that.
I don't know why.
I'm sick of that whole debate.
Yeah. But I guess my point is I'm making an effort. The drinking nights we have every Wednesday have been virtual. And
Yeah.
yeah,
All
it
right.
is what it is.
You've been riding. Is your neck better?
Next getting better. I rode an hour last night and it felt good. For
You
some
still
reason, it didn't go on
ice. You
Strava.
still having to ice it like half a dozen times a day.
I'm icing it like 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay, so you're getting better. You're
Yeah.
definitely improving. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And I've been riding with my daughter, Paige, and she just got her driver's permit. She passed her test today.
Wow.
And I am going to go pick her up later and we're going to go drive around. How cool is that?
That's cool.
Could
Yeah,
be dangerous.
I taught Elka how to drive, and that it's easier to teach somebody to drive where I live because it's more rural, so they get
Yeah.
more. It's harder in Rancho, for sure.
Well, we're going to stay rural and drive around for a while and
So what are you
then
gonna do? Like go up in Alta Loma up to those like streets that don't get a lot of action?
not a lot of traffic signals.
Yeah,
And then we'll come down here when she gets more comfortable. And then I'm going to chuck her on the freeway and
yeah. Good for you.
cross our fingers.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's about it. So when we were talking before we got online, you're going to see my folks in Maine tomorrow,
We'll
huh?
see your folks in Maine, southern Maine. We're gonna meet outdoors at the beach, which I think is awesome. And
Awesome.
it won't be for that long actually, because I got to pack and everything. I'm leaving Saturday morning first thing, so I got a lot to do. I actually, after we're done tonight, I got a lot of packing.
A lot of packing to do.
Yeah. Well, because I got my whole bike and I break it all down, my mountain bike, and put it in my car, my Subaru. I have an Outback.
Yeah.
And but my old bike would fit Honda really well, and she needs a new mountain bike. And even though the bike's old, it's really good. So I'm gonna bring that one down too and try to get both home. In
Inside of your
addition,
car.
yeah, which
That'll work.
that might be challenging because I brought way too much stuff, bro. I drove over here like I was moving here.
We
Most
weren't sure if you're going to be able to make it back.
90% of it is camping gear and bike gear. I got like 2 t-shirts and a pair of shorts or something.
It's perfect.
Toothbrush.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So yeah, I go Saturday morning. I get up pretty early, and then I drive. I have to be in Sydney, Nebraska, at a plumbing company to do an on-site on Tuesday. So I have to drive all day Saturday to Western Pennsylvania, all day Sunday to Iowa, all day Eastern Iowa, all day Monday to Nebraska. Then I work all day Tuesday, and then I think after I'm going to try to drive like maybe halfway home from there into Wyoming somewhere, and then on Wednesday I'll be home.
So you're going to spend the day on Tuesday with them?
Yeah, doing it on site. They have 7 locations. I'm going to the home office. We're gonna
Cool.
do a morning tech meeting live for the guys. They're all gonna be in on video,
Sweet.
and it's gonna be really cool. And then the rest of the day we're gonna work on systems and
You got to
culture.
get a copy of that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Best Plumbing, they're in Sydney, Nebraska, which I found out when I was driving through, because I drive through there on my way to Maine. That is the home of Cabela's,
Oh, well, the outdoor
the
gear.
hunting and fishing store. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
so weird that I'm assuming it started in Sydney, Nebraska, because dude, there's nothing there. I mean, it's not a big place.
No,
So yeah, it's kind of cool.
that's great.
I think I'm gonna camp. They have a campsite, I guess, at Cabela's. So I'm gonna probably stay there at night at their campsite.
Wonderful.
So yeah,
Wonderful.
it's 2,600 miles.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Well, you have a productive ride. You got people to see. You got things to do on the way back. It'll be easier for you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and your parents
absolutely.
are okay and everything's cool. So there's not
Parents are good, and I did the right thing by driving out here and staying in tents and everything to keep them safe, and I feel good about it. So
good.
All right. I want to get, we told some stories last week of terrorizing our neighborhoods when we were kids. So you and I don't know, a lot of people here, they probably don't know that we went to college together. So we went to Keene
Yeah.
State College,
Yeah.
clean straight, and which was known to be a party school. So it was a
And it was.
perfect fit for us.
We lived up to the expectation.
Yeah. And I want to know, like, when you think of Keene, like, what are one or two of your like favorite crazy stories?
Well, I was in the fraternity, Alpha Pi Tau.
Yeah. So we can't tell any of those on here.
No, 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 no. It was a really cool. I made a lot of good friends, a really good time. Tons of friends actually on Facebook, us and all the other Greek organizations and everybody. But we just had a good time. Not always partying, but we made great, great friends. I mean, one guy passed away from COVID,
All
sadly.
right, dude, I'm trying to have fun stories, and you're talking about guys passing away.
No, no, no. But we all came together. And then when the funeral happens, everything, we're all going to be there. So everybody's still tight and everybody's still friends. Everybody still hangs out. I talked to Biff the other day. We talk all the time. And there's so many guys. I was texting with Don the other day. I mean, they don't even live. There's a handful of guys close to me in California, but we just have great friends, great friendships, just have stayed solid over all the years. And then we hooked up on that Zoom call after Murphy passed away. And it was like we all looked a little different. Um, nobody looked all that different, but it was great. We hung out and I got all loaded because I was having fun with everybody on a big Zoom call. Must have been 20 of us.
All right, let's go back. I'm going to switch gears on you.
Funny story. All right, here you go. You want a funny
As for a
story?
funny story, you're talking about Zoom calls where you're getting drunk and then you throw up in the bushes the next day.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Because I know you.
All right, so this is what happened to me. I'm out one night, running around, having a big old party. It's a good time. What did I do? I think I had an open container. And for some reason, I had a cup in my hand. Cup pulls over.
So red solo. Let me guess. Red Solo cup, keg beer.
No, it wasn't a red Solo cup. It was a Bush cup. It was white.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, and it was empty. I don't know why I'm carrying it. I'm walking some girl home, innocently, doing the gentlemanly thing, going out of my way to be helpful. And he pulls over, puts me in cuffs, and takes me to jail. I'm like, oh man. So what did I do? I called you up.
Because you knew I'd show.
Yeah. Nobody would answer the fraternity phone at that hour of the night.
Totally.
You picked it up at the house we were living at together.
Yeah.
And it was $12 bail.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take it from here. So Larry calls me up and says, "Hey man, I'm in jail. You got no, you didn't say that. You said, hey dude, you got $12?" I was like, no, because I probably didn't.
Why would I have $12?
And you're like, okay, well, I'm in jail and bail is $12. So can you get up here with $12? I was like, yeah,
$12.
I'll be there. Just give me, a few minutes. So
pass the hat.
I went around and passed the hat. I'm like, bail for Larry. Guys throwing in $2, $3 here. So I get the $12 and I run up Main Street and bailed you out. And you were a little sad when I picked you up.
I don't even remember. Did we go back to that? Where did we go? Did we go back to Alpha and have some more beers?
Yeah, we went to a party. There was no, I was like, dude, if you're getting me out this late, there's no way I'm going just home to bed.
Yeah.
So no, I think you and I probably stayed up half the night and celebrated your arrest.
Celebrating my getting out of jail. Not free either. $12. But I think I got the $12 back and I didn't get a fine or anything. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't think we ever paid any of those guys.
I hope I did. That would be,
I don't remember. I remember I was in a party. I got caught drinking like my second week of college. You're in a dorm and you're stupid. And we got caught. Yeah, dude, I grew up in Maine where drinking was nobody thought much of it. Everybody's parents knew everybody was doing it, and we had huge parties every weekend in the woods. And so we got caught, and I had to go to, double secret probation, whatever, So I remember
Dean Wormer put you on
I was
double
on I
secret
was on
probation.
probation for the rest of that year for
Yeah.
for partying, and of course I just kept partying. I'm a freshman in college. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I was at another house, and it was the same deal. It wasn't a good place to be partying if you're on probation, because there's not much a way to escape. And they come in and break the party up. Dude, I jumped out a second story window so I wouldn't get caught.
There you go. You would have been out of school.
Oh my gosh, dude. I can remember to this day, the landing really hurt. I mean, obviously I was a lot thinner back then, and, I was young. I was
Maybe that's why you
18.
have trouble with your knees sometimes,
Yeah,
huh?
maybe. But I got out of there. I was one of the only guys that got out of there without getting caught.
Running down the street.
I
Dude,
have,
I used to get chased by those red security trucks. Oh my gosh, like crazy. They'd find me and, it's
dude,
terrible. And
I
then
have,
actually, the night that you guys snuck out and you got on top of the Commons, which
I
was
was
the
just gonna,
dining
I
hall,
was gonna talk about that.
what was the one guy? He got into politics, didn't he? What was his
Yeah,
name?
yeah. He's like a state senator in New Hampshire. It was Eric Wilson, and he
Yeah,
goes,
we didn't
dude.
say his
Yeah,
name.
it was like the first real snowstorm of the year, like a good one or whatever. And all the security at the school drove these little red, like, Saturn station wagons or
Oh, they were
something.
like Pintos or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And he's like, dude, let's climb up on the roof of the dining commons and then make snowballs and nail the security cars as they drive by. I think we were also throwing them at people, like not trying to hit them, but just being a
Yeah.
nuisance. Like we weren't doing it in malice, We were just having fun. So we're up there, and dude, I mean, you're sitting duck. You're on the roof of the dining commons. The dining commons is
Yeah, where are you going to go?
right in the middle of campus, and we're chucking snowballs at everybody. We're hitting security cars. So all of a sudden, dude, all these security cars come flying towards the commons, and we looked at each other like, oh, we're fucked. And he was a former Marine, and he went to Beirut for like 2 tours of duty, and he looks at me and he goes, dude, the only way we're getting off this roof is we need to jump into those spruce trees and then like slide down. And I'm like, that's not sounding inviting,
It doesn't look safe. They were far enough you could get them, though.
Oh yeah, it wasn't that. I was just like, what's gonna happen when I hit the tree? Am I just gonna like bounce off the branches and go
Yeah, boom,
flying
boom, boom,
backwards
boom,
or
boom,
whatever?
boom.
But
Yeah.
sure enough, man, he picked a tree and I picked a tree, and he just looked at me because we had to kind of like run to jump out to reach it. He looked at me and he goes, 1, 2, 3, go. And we just run and we jump and we just like, you just grab branches like as best you could. And
As you're going down.
all the cops were in the front of the building because that was where we had been throwing the snowballs. And then we hit the ground and we kind of looked at each other like, holy crap, we're like on our feet. And then we just started running, man. And then he's taunting them.
Oh, no.
You guys are freaking idiots, the whole thing. And we're just running. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, when we're running, it just snowed. They can just follow our footprints. It's not so easy to get away.
And it's so much slower to run in the snow.
We got away.
Yeah, of course you did, obviously.
But he was crazy, dude. He was when he first got back, he was like in his mind still in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
He
Didn't he become an attorney or something too?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Attorney and a politician. So he used to one day he just came to me and he says, hey man, I'm a freshman in college, dude. I don't know anything about anything. I'm 18.
Yeah.
And he had been overseas and war and everything, and he's probably 25. So he's probably, like 7, 8
Experience in
years
life,
old.
yeah.
So he comes to me and he goes, hey, Eric, do you have he always picked me to be like partner in crime, which in retrospect, I don't really appreciate. But
You sure did then. You probably had a ton of fun.
yeah, we did have fun. He goes, "Do you have a sport coat and a tie? Nice shirt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, "Well, go get dressed up, put the sport coat on. We're gonna go out to dinner." All right, I guess this older guy's taking me out to dinner. That's cool. You know, he's a good guy. So we go to Burger King, and he walks in. And he goes, "Watch this." And there's a bunch of kids that are, like working there that are
Townies.
16, 18, and like the manager's like 21. And he just walks right behind the counter. He's going, "What's your name?" "I'm Jones from corporate." And he's like grabbing hamburgers and eating them, going, "This thing's too cold." And he's like grabbing fries and he's yelling at all the employees, like, "You guys got to get your act together."
Oh my God.
And I'm standing there like, holy shit, I don't even know what to do. And he's like, so then he starts acting like I'm his trainee and he's like, "Get back here and start sampling this food." So I did, but dude, I was so nervous the whole time. And then we left, and you can speak to this better than I can. He left, and we walked out, and he goes, "It's all about confidence and controlling the room." He goes,
There you go.
I never gave them one opportunity to say a word to me about what I was doing. He's like, "That's your life lesson for tonight."
Sounds like my
Dude,
grandfather.
it was amazing. I've never forgotten it. I mean, he just walked in there like he owned that place, and he took control. And we each ate like 3 hamburgers and a bunch of fries and a Coke, and we walked out. And he yelled at those people the whole time. He was just scolding them. They were just
like he was district supervisor in from
yeah.
out of
He
town.
said he came from corporate and whatever.
Oh my gosh. You know who did that? Dave Powers has a great story like that.
Yeah.
He was at some club in Hollywood and he walked in and he was hanging out with Robin Williams or something. He was connected. Kaufman, what was his name?
Oh, Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman. Anyway, he just walked in, acted like he said, "You know what?" And he put that hat on real quick that he owned and he ran the place. And everybody started jumping. And he said, "Oh my gosh." And Tina was with him too. He got in, he got front row seats, he got VIP treatment the whole time. Nobody ever asked him who he was. He just was barking orders at everybody.
It's like Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Oh my gosh.
You could pull that off, Larry, all day.
Yeah. I have in different ways.
I'm not wired like that so much. That's like, I got too much C in me. It's like out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you got to, you have to be able to super confident, but you have to be creative because you got to, pick up the balls real quick sometimes.
You got to think on your feet really fast.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a thing for high eyes on the disc profile.
Dude, when I was a kid, my grandfather would walk through the supermarket and he'd eat an apple and he'd have some grapes and, we'd be with him and we're like, "Oh, that's cool." And we'd take some grapes. He'd give us some grapes and he just did it. So I'd be in the store with my mom and I'd grab an apple and I'd start eating it. My mom's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" "I'm eating an apple." "What do you mean?" "Or a pear or a peach or a plum, whatever, No, Pop was with me. We did it there.
Your mother's like,
"What?"
Oh, dude, that's
So
funny. That's funny. Well, you want to talk real quick about the webinar we had today?
Yeah, we had a really good webinar. And I just looked at some of the results. A lot of people filled out the survey.
Cool.
And they were very pleased, which is really nice.
Adding value.
They said we were fun, which is great. And we totally helped people. I think we gave a really good webinar. I was kind of thinking about it afterwards, and I'm looking forward to putting the replay up. So if anybody wants a replay and you're not on our email list, send us an email, larry@morningtechmeeting.com. I can send you that.
Yeah.
But a link to that. But it really went well because we had really good examples about our systems. And systems is another confidence thing because you've never done this. No, we're not trained to create systems. And, there wasn't anything that taught us these things. We have to learn all these skills.
I was thinking about it, Larry, after, and it's not even that, I don't think. I was thinking about it after the webinar because, dude, even when I was a little kid, I made for myself systems for everything. like for baseball and for sports and for, I had a system. Like I had a way that I put my socks on. I had a way, like I had a system for everything. So I don't even think it's that you're not
Maybe.
taught. I just didn't put the two and two together that I needed to do it for other people. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't do it, not because that they're not even capable of doing it. They
Don't
just
see
don't
the
know.
necessity.
They
Yeah.
don't get out of their own head enough to see that other people are different than them and have different needs. I was having lunch with Tony Miklashevsky the other day in Boston, and it,
Miklashevsky. See,
Tony
I
was
can say that
talking.
too.
Tony has this great thing. Tony always says, "Eric, jails are full of D's and I's on on the disc profile, right?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm telling you, man." He goes, prisons are full of D's and I's because we're always seeing what we can get away with. We're always doing things on the fly. We're always winging it. And in the end, we always get caught.
Yeah.
Right. He goes, you never find a C or an S in prison. He goes, they want rules and they want structure and all that. And then his whole point with that little funny story is that D's and I's don't like to build systems because they just run with their own rules.
Yeah.
So, the point being is maybe you do have lots of systems for yourself,
Yeah.
but you're not giving those to other people. Like,
Other people.
I think I get really upset with myself, Larry, still to this day, that like I just should have innately done that right away because it was within my skill set and I didn't do it. And it
Hang on a
makes
second.
no
You
sense.
built so many systems. When we sold Shamrock and I went in to clean it up because you had to take off because you had a cool coaching gig. Dude, I found 40 or 50 binders with systems. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just going through them, just taking out the papers and throwing them out and saving the binder. I went through so many. I'm like, this guy made a lot of systems. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I think you hung around at night and you made systems, but implementing
Well,
accountability.
getting them implemented wasn't my strong suit, right? That was my weakness. So I could have, and in the end, Larry, the last several years we did, because what I started to do is get people around me from within the company that could make those things happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm good at seeing what the system should look like the rules and all that, but I'm shitty at getting it going. Like, and we talked about that in the webinar. Like if you're not the person who can get it going or it's not in your strength zone, then you need to assign that to somebody. And whatever money you're paying them, you're going to make that back tenfold later.
Yeah.
I was talking with Al Levy and, a guy paid, whatever, the 10 grand to buy the all access for Al's systems manuals. But then the guy, what he did, he hired an outside coach to do all of the implementation because he knew that like he wasn't going to do it. So he hired a guy that, he called him an integrator, and he integrated like for 6 months straight. He integrated all the systems in and they did it like really fast. Right. So they did, because this guy was there like 40 hours a week, like a subcontractor, and he did it really fast and he was really good at it. So, the guy told Al, he's like, okay, so I spent 10 grand for the systems. And let's say I spent another 50 grand in 6 months on this guy. He goes, so I spent 60,000. He's like, I made that money back so quickly because all of a sudden I had a business that I could grow like a rocket ship because I'm not putting out fires. I'm not having to, slow my marketing down because the systems can't handle it or all that. And Al said it was like really amazing.
Yeah. I could
So look,
see.
I'm not saying everybody can go do that, but find somebody in-house that can at least do that to a better degree than you.
Yeah. That's a super awesome way of investing your money into somebody to come in and say, you need to fix this, 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 and that, or, implement this system, that system, that system, and then have people that are accountable for it and walk away.
Well, Tommy Mello, home service millionaire, owner of A1 Garage, I think they're doing like 40, 50 million a year. he hired Al. He went right to the source. He hired Al and said, what's it going to take monetarily for, you to implement the systems in my company to take it to the next level? And Al gave him a number that he said he kind of choked on. And he was just like, you know what, just start Monday. When can we begin? Let's go. And his whole thing was like, if I just can get, a customer service rep to close one more deal a day, if I can get a technician to have one fewer callback a week, like he was kind of doing the math going, I'll pay this off so quick.
Yep. Who was the
You
guy we
guys
were
should
talking
listen
about?
to that Blue Collar Nation podcast. It's Tommy Mello.
Tommy Mello.
It's
That's
not
gonna be
out
coming
yet.
out.
It's coming out pretty soon.
Who's the guy? Jay Abrams? Is that what we were talking about the other day?
He was just on Home Service Millionaire podcast the other day.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, $120,000 a day. I would love to hire somebody like that and come out, because the return on investment that you would get, would be 10 times that.
So, so if you, if you're so inclined and systems are not, enough part of your world, you should at least go check out our webinar and watch it. It's like an hour.
Yep.
And,
cool stuff.
It's not a sell fest. It's educational. No. It's not one of those webinars.
A lot of examples. We got a lot of compliments as well that we gave some really good data. So I was happy about that. Yeah. It made a big difference, which is cool. Very, very cool. You know what we forgot about? We were talking about Keene. We forgot about skitching.
See, now where I grew up, we called it hitching. But I guess in Jersey, it's skitching.
So what you do when it's snowy out and it's slippery, you can grab a car passes you on the street. If it's, they don't go so fast when there's snow on the ground. You grab the back of the bumper and you're squatting down and you pick up your toes and you just fly along on your heels. Not on your butt, but on your heels. Sometimes you'll slip on your butt, but you can bounce back up. And you skitch all the way down the street and you let go and you jump off to the side. It's not the safest thing in the world to do.
No.
Because if you don't get off quick enough, the car behind you might run you over.
I had a street right across from my high school that was like super straight and like slightly downhill. And, it was pretty long street. And after school, after practice, I'd want to go home. And in the winter, I'd hide behind a tree right around the corner. And the car came around slowly. I'd just hop behind and hitch a ride like for as far as I could go. And, we wore those like Timberland boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them shit kickers,
Yep.
And by the end of every winter, the back part of my heel would be completely at a 45-degree angle because it all worn off from hitching down the road. But I had one guy that he realized I was on the back, and he started like speeding up and like going left to right, trying to shake me off. And that was sketchy. That was like, I finally let go and I like rolled, and
it's dangerous.
Yeah. I didn't really do it much after that. I was like, it spooked me.
Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just stop the car and say, get off, instead of trying to shake somebody off?
Because it's
not the movies.
He was an asshole.
Like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. He was just some guy. I don't know.
Mana.
Well, let's talk about, so I told a story last week about a guy that got out of the car with a Nerf football, and a guy that I know from here.
Yeah. So hang on a second. Prep the story a little bit better. We told the story about Eric's childhood. Eric told the story about his childhood, how they messed with this guy and his car almost went into the ocean. It was a cool story, but it was like 10 or 12 kids involved. So anyway, continue.
Yeah.
So this week, Eric's
I told a story on last week's. We were talking about terrorizing our neighbors when we were kids, right? You and I both. And I told the story about this guy whose car was rolling down the road. Well, I was out in my parents' front yard doing some work this week.
Random.
Totally random. And then this guy walks down the street and he's like, "Hey, Eric." And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I mean, I recognized him. I hadn't seen him in 30 years. And he's like, "Hey, I listen to your podcast." I'm like, "You do?" And he goes, "Yeah, I work in a landscaping company, and I just got turned on to it by somebody. Somebody said that a guy from here had a podcast, and I saw it was you, and Now, I was never close with this guy, like, but he ran in the same group of kids,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. He goes, dude, I listened to your radio show. He goes, I was there the day that guy with the car rolled down the street.
Yeah. Isn't that
Dude,
funny?
we had a laugh about that. And I haven't seen that guy in 30 years.
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Somebody is listening. At least one person's
Well,
listening.
he listens to the radio show and the podcast. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. So,
We don't know how
I
many
mean,
people are watching.
what are the odds of that? I mean,
I don't know. I think it's great.
It's a small world. Made my day.
Yeah, of course. It was very cool.
And dude, the funny thing is, I don't think I've seen anybody that was there that day in 30 years.
You guys were probably in grade school at the time.
Junior high, probably 7th or 8th grade, I think. And then, where I grew up, not everybody goes to the same high school because we have several high schools here. And just depending on where you live and what you wanted to do for sports or whatever, we all kind of split up after junior high and went all over the place. So you don't always see you don't see the same kids that you grew up with all through high school. So,
yeah. Well, no, that's it's just a coincidence, which is kind of cool.
Winky dink.
Yep, exactly. So what else we got going on? What's on the agenda here?
Nothing really.
No.
Wrapping it down. I guess it really is the Eric and Larry radio show.
You know what I want to do? I want to get people calling in. So get them on the Zoom coming in, and that's what we have to plan, a couple of guests.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Maybe childhood friends or something.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Yeah. That'd be classic.
That's no good.
Yeah. That'd be great.
We could have an ex-girlfriends episode.
Oh, no. Well, no, it'd be fine with me. It would be bad for you. It'd be really bad. Or we can get my dad on here or something. Get your dad. He's in the next room. Go wake him up. Oh, that'd be so funny, dude. That'd be great radio material. Hairspray. Come on, we need you on the radio. Actually, he wouldn't shut up once he woke up and he got into it. He dropped a whole lot of F-bombs.
My buddy, who's a cop that I grew up with, came over on the back deck the other day. And he hadn't seen my parents in a long time. We did the social distancing kind of far apart thing and just talked for a while. And then he's like, hey, did you know your dad was on the evening news or the morning news or whatever? I'm like, no. So apparently, like when COVID all kind of started, so this would have been like April.
Yeah.
My dad was sitting in the car at the grocery store waiting for my mom to come out. Right. My dad's got more health issues, so he stayed in the car. My mom, put the mask on and went in. And they were doing that like early morning thing where the elderly can go for an hour before,
Yeah.
So he's sitting out there, and then they come and he rolls his window down. He's sitting in the car, and they start asking him questions. And my dad's getting ornery. He's like, I wish this stupid virus would end so I can get back to my normal life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's
So
right.
here's the Mainer on the news getting angry.
Yeah, maybe I could somehow get the audio for that. We could play that. That would be pretty classic.
Dude, get him on the air. We should have got him on the air tonight. What were you thinking about?
Dude, he's been in bed for friggin' 2 hours.
We got to get him on next week. Can he
we
Zoom?
gotta do
He's
it.
got a cell phone. He could Zoom.
Yeah, that's not gonna be the issue. It's just doing it at a time when he can do it.
Yeah, next week.
He's better in the mornings. He gets tired,
Okay, we'll do a recorded session. We'll call him in the morning.
Then we got to do one with your dad too.
Yeah, we get him on too.
I got a wet ass.
I got a wet ass. What are you gonna do about it? That's another story we'll have to tell.
He every time, not every time, but a lot of times when he calls and leaves a message on my cell phone, because me, I'm not good about picking it up. He always starts it with, I got a wet ass. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh my God, that was classic. Classic.
Yeah, we'll tell that. You want to tell us? Let me tell that story right now.
You can tell the story.
All right. And then after that, we'll land the plane. But
yeah.
So Larry, in keeping with us going to a party school, is in the verge of getting kicked out of school.
Urge.
So Larry's dad comes up from Jersey, and he's got a brand new, like 1980.
The first Beamer convertible that came out. It was
First
1985 or 80.
BMW convertible.
No, I graduated in 86. It was 87, actually.
Okay. He still got it to this day, and it's like in mint shape.
I don't know about mint shape, but he still got it.
I don't know. I rode it in a couple summers ago. It looked pretty good.
No, Jewel, it broke down for my sister recently. She was stuck.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. So anyway, so he comes up, and I mean, he would have been like in his 40s at the time.
Early 40s.
Yeah. So he's a young guy in reality, right? So he comes up, and he's going to have to go to a hearing to see whether Larry's, going to get kicked out of school or not for.
Yeah.
Do you want to divulge what you did? I don't even know what you did. I don't even know. It was
one of two things. It's one of the two. I can figure it out, but I'm not going to bother. The 2 episodes. Yeah. I got to know the dean real well. He was actually a nice guy.
Yeah. So you're about to get your ass booted from school. So your dad comes up, and then he has this convertible, and the top's up, and it's New England, and it's like in, I don't know, spring or fall or whatever. And
spring.
He goes over, you would know. So he's at his hotel, and he's got to drive over to pick Larry up to go to the dean. He's wearing, I even remember, he had a blue blazer with khaki pants on. And he sat down, and the roof had leaked all night long in his brand new BMW convertible.
And he had sheepskin seats that were probably really nice.
He came into the house friggin' fuming, and he shows us his wet pants, and he's pissed, and he's also pissed that he's got to go deal with Larry.
Yeah, he's had it fixed before, and they didn't fix it properly.
So we had a payphone in our kitchen.
Yeah, that was it.
And he gets on the payphone with, I don't know, we must have given him change, So he's feeding that thing with friggin' quarters. He gets on the phone with the dealership, and he goes, "I'm in New Hampshire, and I got a wet ass. What are you going to do about it?" So Larry,
all the guys in the house were in the next room watching the TV. Everyone laughed.
Every one of us was on the floor laughing. "I got a wet ass. What are you going to do about it?" So we still say, like, Larry and I have never stopped saying that for the last 30 years.
Dude, everybody in my family still says it too, because we just made it pervasive of the family. Yeah, he was hot. And I didn't even know they didn't fix it. Who knows if it ever got fixed? It was a brand new model. They probably happened on every single one.
He was in full poppy mode.
Yeah. And then I was screwing up. His 18-year-old son was being a dumbass.
Did you get kicked out? I don't remember.
I think that was for the BB gun incident, which is the less.
You only lost the semester, right? You were back in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of my things I'm not proud of in my life. I do a lot of crazy, dumb things, which are entertaining, but there's 1 or 2 regrets. Not many of them. That's one of them. But, in
a future episode, I want to talk about the story where you guys sawed off the roof of a car to make it a convertible.
It was Don. Let's get him on.
Perfect. We're going guests, people. We're going guests.
Yes. I want to be Mark and Brian, number 2. They were so cool. Obviously, we'll never be those guys. They were my heroes. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. I still want to do, I want to do the taste testing thing. The guys on Seth Ferosi's podcast do the taste testing with
order it, ship it in.
Funky Pop-Tarts and crazy Pringles and stuff. I want to
go to a brewery. I'll bring my mic and laptop, and bam. Taste test.
What else we could do? Something like try to eat the most sour candy or something, like see like what we can handle on air. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Hottest food, most sour food.
Like hot chili.
Yeah. I'm going to win that right there.
Yeah. Yeah. But your face still hurts because you're a wimp now. You got older and you can't hang.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really like it so much. Anyway. Yeah.
Anybody has any ideas, send them in. We'll do crazy stuff. Eric jumped off a roof and grabbed a tree. He could do that.
Dude, I wasn't even drunk. I was sober as a judge.
Yeah, but you were hanging out with Eric
Wilson.
Eric Wilson.
He was
Some
sober
good
too.
names. I know. And he's a senator. Is he a senator for real?
I think he is, yeah. Or he
We
was.
should get him on. We should look him up. Oh, that's classic.
I got some other stuff that he did that I would want permission to tell the story. All right, dude,
Crazy girlfriend too.
let's land this plane. It's late here on
Maybe
the
he
East
married
Coast.
her. Who knows?
I don't
All
know.
right. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy our frivolity. Be good humans.
He could
Out.
humans.
Drop in the mic.
Boom.